All right, what's going on, everybody? Hey, sorry about the technical difficulty. I think fucking YouTube hates us today, so
Yeah, it's all good. Hey, you gotta give us a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. First podcast, what are you gonna do? We're not exactly technology savvy, so we'll figure it out. Next one will be better.
Hey, listen, every journey starts somewhere, right? So, hopefully next time we have a better thing on YouTube. Hopefully. I guess YouTube just decided to say fuck Jared and Zach today.
It's all good. We're working through it. There's a lot of shit, like we said, not the most technology savvy guys, but we'll figure it out. So
for sure. Well, hey, listen, everybody, appreciate y'all tuning in. See, we got DeLong AF. What up, DeLong? DeLong the Schlong. Good to see you again, man. It's been a while. DeLong and I went to college together, so
nice. Back in Jacksonville.
Back in the Duval, the dirty Duval. I am just going to play around with the YouTube setup here, so, just bear with us. Again, every journey starts somewhere.
Yep, that's for sure.
Hey, while we're kicking it off, though, I just wanted to give a little intro to Jared and I. Let's see if I can one more time here. All right. No, fuck it. All right, we'll just stream from here. We'll figure this out.
It's all good.
But hey, Steel City Boys, welcome to episode 1. Again, hopefully we figure this shit out on YouTube. Eventually. But yeah, a little bit about ourselves. I'm Zach. Born and raised in Pittsburgh, PA. Currently working marketing executive for a startup company, and really we wanted to make this podcast to have everybody join us and, help escape the everyday lives. We'll be talking to you about, some financial tips and just life advice that, hopefully we can help everybody out on. We do have live calling features today. If anybody does feel like getting a little crazy, I am going to see if I can drop the Zoom link in the... Let me see here.
Yeah, well, he's working on that. My name's Jared. Zach and I, we grew up way back when together in middle school. I think the second grade. So we've known each other for quite some time. Part of the element of our podcast, he said a little financial. I'd like to bring a little bit more like Pittsburgh, zany stuff, talk about whatever. I'm not opposed to talking about wrestling, to the Steelers, to you name it. So I'm an open book. You guys feel free to tune in, talk about what you want. Let's just get the ball rolling. So
Hell yeah. So look, today's topic, look, Jared, who the fuck peed in the dating pool nowadays?
Yeah.
Dating in 2023 is just like, like fighting a grizzly bear. It's like...
It's difficult out there for guys and girls, honestly. There's part of it is, I don't want to harbor too much on social media, but there's a lot of distractions nowadays. It's tough to commit to anybody. I'm at fault as well. You got Instagram, Facebook, whatever is kind of your vice. You got too many things going on. Everybody's all over the place. Too many distractions. Everybody's nobody really stays in place, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Job opportunities. It's very difficult for somebody to settle down, commit. Guys, girls, I get it. It's kind of difficult with the world we live in. Definitely apps don't help, because I feel like Tinder, Bumble, whatever you're using nowadays, it's kind of a trap. It kind of wants you on there cycling through. And to be realistic, I think we expect things from what modern people are like, and we kind of compare that to the past. And I think that's, a fault of girls and guys. We got to get past looking at the past. We're not going to have that traditional relationship like our grandparents had or our mom and dads had. I think we're all kind of, we've changed from what is expected, and we kind of have to just move forward. So that's my piece.
Yeah, most definitely. And, while I'm setting up some live calls here, I'm trying to get this Zoom link dropped here. It's definitely It's tough, man. I mean, there's a lot of unrealistic expectations. There's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of divide too. I think the pandemic definitely fucked up a lot of shit too.
I'd agree.
Everybody got like antisocial from it, and I guess are you vaxxed? Are you not vaxxed? Are you a Trumper? Are you not a Trumper? Are you Democrat, Republican, XYZ, whatever? It's like I don't understand it. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
I think another thing too, man, is insecurities. And
For
again,
sure.
this is not a knock on like any race, by or gender, on women or men. It's just I think in general, there's just a lot of insecurities. It's like I'll give you an example. I mean, you dealt with something like this too with that girl in Michigan. It's like you do everything you can, and like you tell everybody a little story here. A couple months ago, about 6 months ago, it's like had this long distance relationship. It's like did everything I could, and got a call that hey, I'm not convinced that you're attracted to me, Zach. It's like, well, I guess fuck me then, right? Everything can only do so much for people, man, and it's just like it's a little tough for sure. So I don't know. Everybody in the comments, feel free to comment. I mean, what do you think? Is the end all be all, or what's the problem with relationships nowadays? We'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Feel free to drop in the comments too. Any suggestions that you guys would want us to, talk about going forward. Again, this is our first episode, so we are very excited to be kicking it off with you guys. Again, apologies for the difficulties. I guess YouTube. We'll just kind of go back here, see if it likes us yet. No.
Yeah. But just while Zach's still working on the YouTube, I think too part of it is the world has become so blurred. It's difficult for men and women to kind of understand what is the role now. I feel like we're all kind of caught in this weird gray area. We're not sure what our roles are in a relationship. It's just kind of everybody's wishy-washy. Where do I stand? What am I supposed to provide, not provide? All that kind of stuff. And I think the issue is not knowing. So everybody doesn't really know where they're supposed to fit in a relationship. Also, a lot of us don't really know what a healthy relationship is. I mean, when you put all these things together, you kind of get a shit storm. And that's kind of what a pea storm, whatever you want to say. And that's kind of where we're at in terms of dating. That's all I got,
Yeah, well, I'm figuring out how to use like social media here. Also, yeah, if anybody out there like knows how to do like video editing and like doing like podcasts and live videos, because clearly we can't seem to figure it out today.
That's all good.
So, yeah, while I'm working on this, I still am trying to. Get the link to the live calls. Oh, here we go. Maybe if I... All right, so if you guys tune in on my Facebook page, I also am streaming live here as well. I did put the link in the description for the live calls. I'll kind of give you guys the number to call here too if you want to. I'll write it in the comments as well. The number to call is, let's see here. Let's see, I'm going to just drop it in here real quick. 301-715-8592. And then I'm going to put the meeting ID as well here. Again, do apologize for this like poor man's podcast here, but again, I guess YouTube doesn't really like us. So
First podcast, show us a little bit of mercy.
I know,
It'll
yeah,
get better from here.
All right. Can everybody just like confirm that they got that little meeting link? If you give a little thumbs up or comment, yeah. Well, even if you don't, no worries. The meeting ID and the caller ID, the number is that 301-758-85 or 301-715-8592, and the meeting ID number is right there. If you've never used Zoom, all you got to do is just dial that number, put your meeting ID number in, followed by the pound key, and then it'll ask you for a participant ID. or just hit pound. You know, all you got to do is hit pound. But yeah, again, feel free to dial in. You know, we'd love to hear your thoughts on this. But yeah, man, fuck. Like, I just feel like dating nowadays is like trying to fight a damn grizzly bear.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
it's a weird time. Also, weddings too. I'm not the biggest guy on weddings. I don't really get them.
oh,
Like,
yeah.
I get them, but I don't really understand. You need flowers, you need cookies, you need all this kind of stupid shit that nobody cares about. And at the end of the day, everybody just wants good food. Is there enough alcohol, and dance a little bit? It's really all three things. Ceremony, I get, but other than that, screw everything else.
I was going to say, you're Mr. Wedding Crasher over here lately, all the weddings you've been to. We were going to kick off at 10 a.m., but, you know, somebody over here, you know, I guess bit the bottle a little too hard last night.
Yeah, I'll take the L on that one.
Oh my
that was
God.
my bad.
It was like, guys, it was like a scene from The Hangover. Like, you know, he calls me, you know, I pull up to his place at like, you know, 9:30, and I'm like, yo, Jared, I'm here now, man. Where you at? He's like, yeah, man, I fucked up.
Yeah. Not wrong.
I was like, dude, we got a podcast in like 30 minutes. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. All right. Oh man, that's a good, that's good though. Hey,
Yeah. Made it here now. So
that's the first podcast, first day, you know, first day blues for sure.
right.
But yeah, no, we want your comments. We want your calls again. You know, number to dial is 301-715-8592. I do got the meeting ID number in that comments section as well.
Yeah, feel free to call us, talk about whatever. Doesn't matter to us. I mean, I'm down to talk from all kinds of areas.
For show. Man, oh man. Summer's ending, dude.
I
It's
know.
crazy. It flew by. This whole year's flown by, honestly.
Agreed. I think it's something about this year or this summer in particular. It just seems like there's events all the time. Every weekend there's something going on. I know there's going to be Little Italy days in Pittsburgh. I think that's going to be in a week, August 18th, maybe 18th, 19th, that weekend. You going to partake in the Little Italy days or no?
The little Italy. I might. I haven't been to those festivals in years.
Yeah, they've changed from the childhood stuff a lot. Well, it's still decent, but I think it was better. Maybe that's the nostalgia, but it's still a solid place for good food. See what kind of companies are out there, have a good time, dance a little bit. It's too bad that like Immaculate Conception, St. Joe's and stuff. That's all.
St. Joe's Parish.
Yeah, it's done. Like no more schools. I think they still serve mass there, right? Or am I incorrect on that one?
With the first pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Sister Mary John Cook.
Oh boy.
For those, for our Pittsburgh natives who went to Mac, I know you know that Sister John was quite the enforcer, man. I wouldn't want to mess with her. Put her on the O line. I'm sure we could probably find some get some push there.
Yeah, give Broderick Jones a little bit of
A competition. Honestly, yeah, she can't be as bad as Dan Moore. Although Dan Moore looked all right the other night in preseason. I don't know if anybody got a chance to watch that preseason game. He did all right. Broderick had a holding call, but you know, honestly, like, I don't understand Tomlin's logic on this. You know, you trade up for a guy in the first round, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're not going to start him right away.
Is that what they're doing? See, I'm playing devil's advocate. I didn't watch the preseason. I don't really care about the preseason, so I'll be on the opposite side. But they didn't start Broderick Jones? Or no, he did start?
No, they use like second team.
Okay.
Second string. So, you know, I mean, it's not terrible. He got some playing time, but it's like, you know, if I'm drafting a guy and trading up for him in the first round, like, look, man, you better be starting.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm sure, though, by the time the first game, maybe it takes a game or two games, but offensive linemen usually, as opposed to quarterbacks, can translate pretty well in the NFL. You're not really like it's still very difficult, but I'm sure he'll be starting like game one. Like he said, we didn't trade all the way up to get him to not have him start.
I know. Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, that's, Tomlin's logic, on that. It's like, he did it with Devin Bush where he started him right away because, he's a defensive-minded coach. I don't understand why I don't understand that. I really don't.
Yeah, the Steelers, I know a lot of people have high hopes, but I'll go the opposite way. I think we're going to just miss the playoffs this year. I think we'll be better than we were last year, but we definitely have a lot of talent. But talent doesn't necessarily translate to wins in the NFL. It does for certain teams, obviously, like Kansas City, who their talent's through the roof with like Mahomes. But, you look at like the Patriots, I don't know. A great team is better than talent. So I guess the question is, can we make our team cohesive enough to translate to wins? I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah, I mean, he's such a defensive-minded coach. We're not living in our fears and, all this and that, all his BS sayings. It's like, look, I get he's not the worst coach in the league, but it's like the whole losing season crap. It's like, look, I'm cool with that. That's great, but you know what? Like, you haven't won a playoff game since 2016. I was literally in college when you last won a freaking playoff game.
Yeah.
It's like,
what was the last playoff game we won?
It was against the Chiefs, actually.
Chiefs.
When they had Alex Smith.
Got it. Wow, that's really bad, actually.
And even like the Chiefs with Alex Smith have still been relevant. They've been in the playoffs.
Right.
Gotten far.
So 2016, 7 years ago. And what was that? Well, we didn't make the Super Bowl until 2012 was the last time. So what was that? Just like a normal wild card or probably a divisional game?
Yeah, it was actually the divisional round, and then we got body slammed by fucking New England.
Yeah, okay. Now it's all coming back to me. Who could forget when Tim Tebow tore our ass up? You remember that game?
Oh, my God.
He only had, correct me if I'm wrong, like 10 completions for 300 yards. It was something crazy, like 10 completions for 300 yards.
And then, you had Blake Bortles who fucking stomped on us.
Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Bortles.
Oh, my God. Like, one of the worst quarterbacks ever still, came and beat us,
Yeah, that was more of a Lenny Fournette kind of game where he just had, 250 yards.
Killing us. Yeah, I see we got some other people joining, so thanks for tuning in again. This is kind of our poor man's podcast. For some reason, YouTube hates us today. But, thank you for everybody who did join in today. We definitely appreciate you guys. Hopefully we'll definitely figure this out going forward and have this more legit and live streamed. For those that just joined in, really the topic today really is just what's who peed in the freaking dating pool, am I right? Because dating in 2023 feels like fighting a tiger. You're better off fighting a tiger, I think. Shit. You might have a shot more, honestly.
Right.
At least you know what you're getting with a tiger. It's a dangerous animal. You know what you're getting into.
If he's fed, he's going to chill. If he's hungry, probably going to eat you. Dating, a little bit different. There's a lot of games, a lot of show your interest, but don't be too interested. Play it cool, but play it also very aggressive. There's a lot going on with today's world. We're all kind of scrambled up top.
Like Tomlin says, we're not living in our fears. We want volunteers, not hostages.
Right.
So that's like the same with dating. You can't, at the end of the day, you can't really force anybody on you. So I guess that would be my kind of dating advice to people. I'm not like a love guru or a love professional by any means, but it's just I think there's just a lot of fakeness in the dating world too, where people try to be like somebody they're not, and so much insecurity and unrealistic expectations. And this is on both sides, men and women. I think there's just so much narcissism and insecurities, and I don't know. I think it's just what's in it for me versus what's what can I actually bring to the table?
Yeah, I agree with you. It was actually interesting. I was listening to, might have been a podcast or a clip, and it was saying that the number one reason for like divorce or a broken up relationship wasn't like cheating or lying or something extreme like you'd expect. It honestly was the fact that the other person didn't feel appreciated or acknowledged by the other person. I thought that was kind of fascinating, but it kind of feeds into your point and validates that in terms of like, we're so narcissist today. And we really do take people for granted, especially like really good people. We get comfortable with really good people and we expect like a certain type of treatment, a certain type of way, how they act, and we don't appreciate them until they're gone. And honestly, there's a lot of messed up people. So if you do find somebody who's really good, and they have some flaws, we all got some flaws.
Oh yeah, nobody's perfect.
I would say, you got to hold on to them. It's having somebody who's not exactly, a 10 out of 10 across the board. Everybody has their flaws. I think you can work around some issues, things like that, but we all got to be realistic. Expectations is another thing.
Oh, for sure, sure. It's like, I think, a big thing too I want to bring up to everybody viewing in here too, is, communication is just not there. I mean, there's like, people don't communicate like what they want, and so they just kind of like bottle it up inside, and, they don't set up boundaries. They don't, speak up on what's like, if their partner's doing something, what's bothering me. Instead, I'm just going to bottle it up until it like blows up like a bomb, it's like, and it just comes out of nowhere. So, I mean, I would definitely encourage like a lot of younger people here listening in. And, again, I'm no relationship expert. I'm not perfect on this by any means. I've definitely, hey, I'm guilty like anybody else, when I was younger, definitely letting like good things go. But just, communicate your boundaries. I know me personally, I think sometimes it could be a fear because that person might say, hey, well, what if this person leaves me? Or what if this person, that I really like, doesn't respect that and leaves me? Well, then that person really wasn't for you anyway. If they can't respect your boundaries and they can't like treat you with love and respect, is that really somebody you want in your life anyway? It's like, I know nobody's perfect. It's not going to be sunshines and rainbows all the time. Everybody has their flaws. But I think, trusting your gut feeling on somebody, how does this person make you feel most of the time? If they make you feel like shit, it's like, yeah, this, the intimacy might be great. The sex might be great. But like, that's not the end all be all, Because I've definitely been in relationships like that where it's like, the physical aspect was outstanding, but it's like, I just hated the person so much. It's like, you're such a piece of shit. Like, what do I... But, hey, we want your calls on this. We want your live calls. Dial 301-715-8592. I think I did put it in the comments section as well here. Feel free to dial in. We're just chilling in the studio, aka my living room.
Yeah.
We got the Penguinos.
Yeah. I would be interested though, because some people, like, I don't think I have any insane, like, bad dating story or first date, but for girls especially, I've heard like really terrible, like meeting a guy on Bumble, like this one girl told me that this guy, they went to dinner and he was like, hey, what do you think about bats? And she was like, well, what are you talking about, bats?
About bats? Like
yeah, bats. Animal. Yeah, like like flying around.
Chicken of the cave.
Yeah, and he was like, yeah, like, I actually eat them. And this was like the first time they met, and this is like a first thing besides texting each other. And she was like, I just went on a date with a guy who eats bats. Another dude, another friend of mine talked about a date she went on, and this guy literally said he couldn't pay for the dinner or split it, so she had to pay, which is like, okay, maybe shit happens. But then they literally walked around this mall for an hour. He like just emotionally, he like dumped all his emotional baggage on her, and he was like pretty much in tears for an hour, and they're walking around this mall, and she's pretty much like, can I get away from this guy?
Oh, that's another thing too. Like, yeah, like, look, this isn't a fucking airport here, okay? Leave your baggage somewhere else. It's like, I get we all got baggage.
Right.
Nobody's, yeah,
I like that.
Nobody's perfect. I mean, by any means, we all got our issues, but it's like, look, another thing I've noticed too is like the baggage, and look, like, heal from what hurt you, or else you're going to bleed on people that didn't cut you. See, we got some other people joining here. Welcome in, everybody. Come on in. If you're just joining us, we're talking about, baggage, and somebody peed in the dating pool. So maybe somebody in the comment section could help us out to see what the hell's going on. Again, we do want your calls, 301-715-8592. I did put it in the comments section with the meeting ID number. Who's else coming in? Is everybody here?
I'm like blind.
Yeah, I know. I do got to like squint in there. I did put it in the comments section too, on this. But yeah, no, we definitely want your thoughts on it. We're just hanging out. Again, we could be wrong. I'm not a relationship expert by any means. I'm not perfect. But
I'm pretty close.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This guy over here.
Piece of crap.
This guy, yeah. For everybody joining in, like, oh, yeah. we gotta say this.
That happened, yeah.
Whoever has seen the past. You guys remember the movie The Hangover? Like when, Phil calls the girl up and he's like, hey, Trace, we fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like, we're getting married in like 5 hours, Phil. Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's how it was this morning. I show up to this guy's apartment. We originally had this scheduled for 10 a.m. live today.
Yeah.
I show up. I'm like, hey, bro, where you at? He's like, yeah, dude. I'm in Wexford. I hit the.
I was actually in McKees Rocks. You were in Wexford. I was in McKees Rocks, but I had to get my car in the south side and then come back out to here. But long story short, one beer turns into another beer, and then you're like, okay, that's enough, and then you keep going. Somebody buys you another one, and next thing you know, you're waking up on your buddy's couch, and dog's licking your face. You got some coffee spilled on you. It happens.
Happens to the best of us, for sure. No, but I mean, like, again, we want your calls, 301-715-8592. The meeting ID is 807-353-6988. It is a Zoom link. Let's see if anybody is calling it.
Yeah.
If you want to call in, great.
Honestly, it would be interesting to hear from other people, and maybe we're wrong about the dating pool. Maybe we're the problem, but I think it's kind of a crapshoot. A lot of issues, like we talked about, communication, commitment, distractions, all these kind of things. But I don't know. I haven't heard anything good from people that are single or looking for whatever you're looking for, if it's a marriage, if it's a spouse, if it's a partner, if it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, I don't know. Things just got really murky. And that was 2020. There was like that big like breakup. I don't know if you remember, there was like some type of poll or percentage of like 60, like, I don't know what it was exactly, but there was a ton of breakups during COVID. And that was probably, not seeing each other, talking to each other, long distance stuff.
Yeah, no, that definitely was, I remember, being like definitely being in a toxic ass relationship during the pandemic. And, you just, the whole victim mentality crap too is just so unattractive to me. It's like, you know what, like, you're over here like bitching about your life so much and bringing others down that like, love you and care about you and try to help you, but you just choose to want to be miserable and be toxic, and the victim mentality. It's like, Look, you're better off, like, I think, just being single if you're hurting and,
Well, yeah.
if there's trauma. Like, you don't need a relationship. You need therapy. Like, straight up, it's like, damn. I read this quote that was, like, really hard-hitting to me. It's like, if you don't heal from what hurt you, then you'll bleed on people that didn't cut you,
No, that's also too true that we look for other people to kind of like fill a gap. We think that relationships or other people are going to fill that insecurity or that gap we have inside ourselves, but that's not necessarily true. You don't have to be with somebody. If you want to work on yourself, work on yourself. I'm a big advocate of find out who you are, do what you want to do, live the best life you can live, and then when you're ready, commit. If whatever you want to do, some people call it the hoe stage, as I've been told. And if that's what you want to do, that's great. But I think if you are going to invest yourself in somebody else, you better make sure that you're okay with who you are before you start pulling, committing to somebody else. I think that's just a respect thing, also a healthy thing for you and the other person. It's going to make life a little bit easier, simpler, but that's my 2 cents.
Yeah. I mean, that honestly makes a ton of sense. Like, yeah, it's just like, I think people try to, want somebody to like fix them or like, think that they're like the savior, but who do I look like? Jesus? Like,
a little bit.
Yeah, well, when I had my flow, I did, yeah. When I had that flow and the beard.
Bring that Jesus Zach back.
I remember my grandma even said like, oh, you look like Jesus. It's like, oh, if only you knew, Graham. I'm far from it.
Yeah, but look what happened to him. He got crucified. So.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of crucified, I think I'm going to get crucified with this comment. So, look, down to our sports topics. Unpopular opinion for all the Pittsburgh people here. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a better year than Kenny Pickett. Shots fired. I mean, I love Kenny. I hope he does well, but like, hey, Trevor Lawrence, let's be real. He's won a playoff game recently. He was down 27-0, came back to win 31-30. So,
Yeah, it's like we talked about. I think the NFL and in life, I think you're going to get rewarded. You do get rewarded for being more aggressive, more offensive minded. The defense thing, I think that's just a past mentality. Like Tomlin is still kind of stuck in that run the ball, defense first, run the ball, throw the ball a little bit. And maybe this is a little shade thrown towards, I think his name's Matt Canada. Is that our offense?
Oh, God, yeah. Fucking.
That's just, you get rewarded. Look at the Chiefs. Look at who else was in the top 4. The Bengals, the Bills, the offensive-minded teams, and the Jaguars. You're going to get rewarded because you got to put up points now. People are too good. If you're better on offense, if you have a great offense versus a great defense, that great offense is going to win every time.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, that's football and in life, right? The best defense is an offense.
Right.
You got to take action and push forward, You can't just be like, running the football 20,000 times and doing jet sweeps every other play. It's like, it's the big leagues. You're going to get blown up.
It's too predictable. These guys are too good, too fast, too intelligent. I mean, this is what they do. They make millions of dollars to know people's tendencies, habits, the way they line up, the way they move. They're going to sniff out a jet sweep when a guy comes. Like, if I'm standing on the other side and a guy comes in motion and he's going to get, like, I know he's going to get the ball, the jet sweeps. You know what's really interesting, though?
Who's that?
Claypool. Remember how good Claypool was his rookie year?
God, great player. And it just became a bust. He was like 6'5" too.
Yeah, they were calling him Mapletron, comparing him to like the great Calvin Johnson. I was like, dude, that's Calvin Johnson's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be saying that.
Chase Claypool, I don't even know what a punk he was.
I'll give the Steelers credit though. That was probably one of the best steals. We got Claypool. We traded Claypool and got Joey Porter Jr. Like even
and Joey Benton, we got 2 second rounders from that.
even if Joey Porter is like Junior is like decent, that was a hell of a like. I think Claypool's going to be out of the league in like after next year.
Oh, I know the Bears like even said like Claypool fucking sucks.
Yeah,
because like he has no work ethic, no hustle, no grit. It's like, damn. It's like that's a shame. He's like 6'5", like solid receiver. But anyway, yeah. What are your thoughts? Dial in 301-715-8592. You can hang out with us, talk about who peed in the dating pool, or you can talk about who's going to be a better quarterback, Kenny Pickett or Trevor Lawrence. But yeah, that's the number to dial: 301-715-8592. The meeting ID is 807-353-6988. Yeah, I mean, I'm so fucking ready that football's here. I'm like more hyped about preseason football than I am like regular season baseball.
Yeah, baseball.
America's pastime.
It's not very entertaining. I know I think it was this year that they sped up, or they have a clock. I could be wrong, but they have a clock of when the pitcher can throw. Maybe it's like 25 seconds or something. But it still just takes so long. It's very boring. And the sport is very boring when there's so many things on the Jumbotron. They have that stupid little cup game. Everybody says 2-2, 1-1. Everybody fucking knows which one it's gonna be if you have half of a brain cell. It's kind of insulting, honestly. But I do like the pierogi race. That's wacky. That's good stuff.
That's like the only thing I like about PNC Park is like the food. That's like the only good thing about it.
Are you a fan of the pierogi race, though? The guys in the pierogi costumes start running around? You know what I'm talking about?
I am. That's like the only fucking highlight of the Pirates is the pierogi race.
Yeah.
Like,
they got that one. I think there's one chick in it. Gotta look up her name. It's like some type of weird pierogi, salt and pepper. She's got like a green,
Jalapeno Hannah.
Is that her?
Yeah,
really?
That's it. Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
Jalapeno Hannah.
Now, did we actually originate that, or is that a bold-faced lie from Pittsburgh people? They said that we came up with that race because D.C. does a president's race for the Nationals, and Pittsburgh people said we did it first. I don't know.
Who knows? I guess they had to come up with something, considering the Pirates are just a lame excuse.
Yeah.
Bob Nutting, yeah, he...
Good old Nutting.
Yeah, he spends all the money on on a new billboard, but, doesn't want to invest in getting better players. That's like the cycle of the Pittsburgh Pirates. We get guys 5 years, they're good, and then boom. Or 5 years, they develop, and then they go off to like the Mets or the Yankees, and they are in a World Series.
Well, yeah, baseball is a little bit weird now. So, and I'm no expert, but there's profit sharing, I believe, in the MLB, and he doesn't. Well, we also don't make enough money. Like when Garrett Cole left and went to the Yankees, he made more money than like 3/4 of our entire team. And I think it might be how much money that the Yankees generate and the Pirates generate goes into their salary cap. But if you're Bob Nutting, you're making so much money off of the Pirates because there's profit sharing, even if you stink. He just takes that money and throws it into, what's the ski resort?
Yeah, just something.
He owns, what the hell is it called?
I don't even know, dude.
It's Seven Springs? Fuck, I can't think of it.
Who knows?
But he takes that money and he just puts it and he pockets it, and it's like he gets a couple, maybe 50 million, 100 million. Who the hell knows? But it's a great investment for him. The Pirates could be 0-182, and he's still going to make the same amount of money if they were 182-0. So, but who really cares about baseball? I'll be honest.
Oh my God, it's like I think the worst sport in the world. I think it's the most boring sport for sure.
Yeah, I remember playing. I was that kid out in right field, like kind of picking like the dirt and picking up the grass, looking at the butterflies.
It was fun, but then it's like,
I don't know if it was fun.
It was fun to play.
I still think it was kind of painful.
Yeah. Oh well. But yeah, no, everybody here, give us a dial. Give us a dial in if you want.
Be the first ever.
301-715-8592. First caller that calls in, I'll do 100 push-ups. I promise. How about that?
All right, I might call in to just see. Yeah.
I mean, hey,
grab my phone, call.
The meeting. I got the
100 push-ups.
100 in a row. In a row. Oh yeah. If somebody calls in, I'll get the motivation to do it. That'll be my energy. Wow. You heard me here. 301-715-8592 to see me do 100 push-ups.
What happens if you fail?
Well,
I get to pour my coffee on you.
Exactly. Yep. So, we got some other people coming in. Yeah, whoever's just joining us, we're talking about,
Somebody please call.
Who the hell peed in the dating pool, It's dating today sucks. Toxic, narcissistic vibes,
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of bullshit. Yeah, no, we wanted to thank everybody for joining us today. We are sorry about the live stream on YouTube. I don't know what the hell happened. I had it scheduled for 1 o'clock, and I guess my computer just decided to take a dump on me, or YouTube in general. No idea what happened there, but hopefully we get this figured out moving forward. We did want to thank you guys for tuning in again. Hopefully this first ever episode here, so give us a little break, right? First time of everything.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. First episode, still kind of understanding the audience, getting set up. The nice thing is, anybody who's tuning in, they're kind of on the ground floor, But you got all access. Give us a call. Talk about whatever. Hell, taking a dump, give us a call.
Yeah, no, but feel free to. But on a serious note, feel free to definitely drop in the comments or DM me. Seeing what topics you guys want me to talk about, or what you think. Things going on in the world, anything cool to talk about, what any issues is, whether it's dating or, any sports topics, just really anything you can think of, drop in the comments, or,